How do landlords deal with fraudulent fair housing accommodation requests? Imagine trying to help a tenant who claims they need a special accommodation, but something about the request just doesn't sit right. Handling these situations carefully is key to staying within the law and protecting your property. Under the Fair Housing Act, landlords must provide reasonable accommodations to tenants with disabilities. But what happens if a request seems suspicious or even fraudulent? The first step is to verify the legitimacy of the request. Landlords can ask for documentation from a licensed healthcare professional that clearly states the tenant's disability and why the accommodation is needed. For example, if a tenant requests an emotional support animal, you can ask for a letter from a mental health professional that is recent and on official letterhead. If the documentation looks suspicious or is from an unverified source, you can question the request. It's okay to ask for additional verification or clarification from the healthcare provider. You should also develop a process for evaluating each request individually. This means checking if the disability fits the legal definition, which is a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities. When you suspect a request is fraudulent, you can request more proof or details from the healthcare provider. If the documentation is clearly fake or insufficient, you can deny the accommodation. But it's very important to keep detailed records of all your communications and decisions. This helps protect you if there's ever a legal challenge. You must be careful not to retaliate against a tenant for making a request or filing a complaint. For example, refusing to renew a lease just because a tenant asked for an accommodation could be seen as discrimination. That's against the law. If disputes happen, consider mediation or consult a legal professional to resolve the issue without going to court. If a complaint is filed with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, you should have a knowledgeable representative handle the process and cooperate fully. In the end, landlords handle fraudulent accommodation requests by verifying the documentation, applying consistent procedures, keeping detailed records, avoiding retaliation, and seeking legal advice when needed. This approach helps you stay compliant with the Fair Housing Act while protecting your property and your rights.